Hey everybody, this is George Whittam reporting for Whittam's World. I'm going to have to do another quickie this time because I am getting a new show off the ground called Voiceover Body Shop. We just premiered and we still have a lot of work to do to get the bugs worked out. So apologies for these quickies, but I'm going to try to keep things coming every week, even if it has to be a quickie like this one. So the question I'm going to answer this week came in from Sylvia McClure. It just came in a few days ago, and she has a question about walls in her studio. She says, my husband and I moved to a new house, and we are building a studio in our garage. Do you have any suggestions on what insulation materials to use in order to make the walls as soundproof as possible? Meaning to keep sound from traveling outside the room. My husband's a drummer. And to keep outside sound from going into the room. Thanks for your time. It's the same problem you have to solve. Keeping sound in the room and keeping sound from the outside getting into the room both require the same sort of project or the same kind of construction. So there's a lot of products out there being sold as miracle treatments for rooms, soundproofing this, that. First of all, you can't stop all noise. So some noise is still going to creep in. The question is, what frequency of noise is going to creep in? And usually that's going to be low frequency noise. Sound of a kick drum, a bass guitar, things like that. That kind of sound is very difficult to isolate and very costly. So if you're trying to keep the sound of a kick drum from your husband's drums from bleeding into another unit, another building, whatever, that is by far the most difficult because kick drum, low frequency, loud impulse bass frequencies can punch through anything. They can go through concrete, they can go through drywall, glass, whatever. So you can't buy any one product that's going to just fix it. And there's no insulation that will fix that kind of a problem. So the same products that you would use to fix that problem will also help to isolate a room for voiceover. So this is kind of relevant for what you're doing in the world of voiceover. In the world of voiceover, you're trying to keep the sound of low frequency noise from getting in. Sounds of dump trucks, helicopters, choppers, things like that. And the only way that can be done effectively, and in some cases it's not possible because you might be on the second story of a building, whereas the whole building is going to resonate and vibrate. But what you're trying to do here is create a dense surface, another very dense surface, very thick and heavy and dense. And then between those two surfaces, have as much of an air gap in between them as possible. That hard, hollow, hard construction is what creates isolation. It's the decoupling of this really, really hard, dense surface and this one over here between the two, having an air gap and having the two structures from the two walls be independent of each other as possible. That really keeps isolation at its best. It really gives you the best possible isolation. Products that I can recommend that I've used personally in our studio designs include products from a company called Green Glue. They make this goopy viscoelastic dampening compound that goes between two layers of drywall and helps low frequencies isolate by converting that energy into heat. So that's one product. And that's a great resource, by the way, for any studio design notes that you need. Anything about building walls, floors, ceilings, how they should fit together. GreenGlueCompany.com is a one-stop shop for information, really feature-rich. They've got white papers, they've got diagrams, they've got cutaways, they've got specs, let's say STC ratings. Let's say you want to keep, have an STC, which is the sound transmission coefficient of 60. Well, they'll tell you what products and what combination of products and construction techniques will get you there. So I hope that gives you a good place to start looking. Again, kind of a one-stop shop. They don't have the insulation there, but I can tell you the insulation that I most always recommend at this point is going to be either Roxul Safe and Sound or Roxul Acoustic Fireboard. And sometimes also I will recommend Ultra Touch, which is a natural denim material that has a very good no VOC, high fire retardant rating, but it's completely natural. So check out those resources. And of course, if you'd like to have your studio designed and spec'd to actually give you the results you really need, I'm the guy to help you out with that. We're still over at vostudiotech.com for the time being until all of my tech stuff makes its way back over to edgestudio.com when our new website's launched in the next couple of weeks. So you can go over there and book a session with me at Consult. I'd be happy to walk you through the best way to handle your situation. Thanks for watching. If you have questions for Whittam's World, send them in to whittamsworld@edgestudio.com. I look forward to addressing you in another Whittam's World next week. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Have a good one.